Hello S3 and welcome to week 3 of our Vector Monster block here. So, a few areas that we're going to look at today: typography, paper formats, design briefs, and finally ideation, where you get to come up with some ideas of your own for a Vector Monster. Typography is a term used to describe the style that writing is in. So as you look through any kind of app within your computer, it might be Microsoft Word, it might be Zara, it might be PowerPoint, there's a bunch of fonts in, okay? So those fonts, then they are typography, and I want you to have a wee look through there and have a wee look at the typefaces of those fonts and see what kind of mood that these typefaces can start to create. So in here, we'll always be together. That looks quite nice. We'll always be together sounds quite threatening. So look at the different typefaces that are coming in here. We're also looking at the spacing between our letters and the density of letters in there. And I want you to explain to me why all typefaces are vector graphics rather than raster graphics. So that idea comes again back to the question that we asked a couple of weeks ago, and why all logos are seen as vector graphics rather than raster graphics. Next area I want you to have a wee look at here is paper formats. Paper formats, that's basically the paper weight and the paper size in there, whether you've got A5, which is half the size of A4, and you can get good quality heavyweight paper that feels quite thick. It feels like quite high quality in there. Our stuff that we've got in school is typically 80 GSM. So I want you to have a wee look at the paper formats in there, and I want you to tell me what's the difference between landscape and portrait. We should know that one. Probably best, maybe you want to grab a wee screen grab of something in your screen where a page is landscape or a page is portrait and pop them in here, or even just do a wee drawing. Some printers use duplex technology. What is duplex technology? Go and have a wee look at that for me again. That might just take a wee bit of research on the internet. Our printers in school use duplex technology. And what is the advantage of duplex technology in the terms of printers? I guess the major disadvantage of duplex technology is the cost of printers that has that technology. The next area that I want us to look at is design briefs, okay? Design briefs, this is where we're moving more from graphic communication, more into design and manufacture area, because we get asked to design something. So we should have already done this if we've done the toothbrush holder this year, because the toothbrush holder, you were asked to design a product to hold toothbrushes in the bathroom for a certain amount of members in your family. It was to be made out of plastic. So have a wee look through or have a wee think back to what that design brief looked like. And once you've got a design brief in there, then what you're looking to do is pull together almost an area to research, okay? So graphic designers have got to conduct research just like any other designer, like a product designer, if you're doing that design and manufacture course next year. Key questions that have to be asked, and that's some really, really good ones. I think what you've got to look at in terms of research, and you're going into the design factors in here of what the product is, and like who is the target audience? Who's that for? Is it for a 17-year-old girl, or is it for an 82-year-old man? So you might imagine there that a totally same design brief might come out with a totally different product based on the target audience. What is the purpose of the graphic that we've got here? And you could be asking there, what is the function of the product if you're in there? The toothbrush holder, that was there to hold toothbrushes and stop them all touching together and getting all icky. So that in there, the kind of purpose or function. Will the graphic be printed or will the graphic be on screen? That's kind of where will the product be used, and you're looking at it in there. So again, are there logos that must be used, are there colours that must be used? So that will come down there from your design brief, and normally your customer would tell you what's in there, how much text and how much budget for the graphic. So budget is obviously a massive influencer on graphics. If you have got a high budget for a graphic, then you'd be expected to spend a lot of time getting a really, really high quality graphic coming out there, or a logo. If you've got a really, really low budget for your graphic, then it's going to be a quick job, because you're not going to spend a lot of time on it. You're not going to be doing a lot of research. It's the low budget might just be a case of get this out quickly and see what we can do. So printing costs can take part of the budget. I want you to research how much it would cost to print 500 A5 duplex colour glossy leaflets. And I want you to look at Copyright of Designs and Patents Act in there and tell me why graphic designers must know about copyright before they create any work. Okay, you wouldn't want people stealing your work, guys. So final in here, ideation, and what I want you to do here is I want you almost to think about, we'll create a little monster just like we've got in here, and it is create a monster using the vector graphics software that you've been using over the last couple of weeks. Now, what we'd be looking here is we actually need to do some sketching, so we're going to get the pencils out just now, and we're going to start to sketch. Your sketches, take a photograph of them and upload them over in this area here so we can have a wee look at them here. I also want you to look at the font that you'll be using to create your sketches, or sorry, to go in your document in here. You want something that's going to be relevant to a monster, so something a little bit scary. Have a wee look through the fonts list of any program that you're using and see what fonts you can pull in there. Finally, morphological analysis. Probably better doing this before we do our sketching. Is one technique for helping generate new ideas. Go and research morphological analysis for me. And what would be good, okay, in here is tell us what morphological analysis is, and then go and create an example of morphological analysis for a monster. Okay, so if you're pulling a monster in, what are the key kind of features of your monster? And it's I'm not going to give you too many hints, but you might be creating a yellow monster with green eyes, no arms, but 6 legs. Okay, that might be a wee kind of idea in there for your morphological analysis. So, as always, guys, let's get the work uploaded into your OneNote notebook. That's the best place to put it because it makes it easy for us to mark it and give you a little bit of feedback. As you come back in with this monster, what we'll do over the next couple of weeks is we will recreate this monster using our vector graphics software, and we'll actually probably get more into the guts of the vector graphics software because we have played about with it using the Boolean functions and looking a little bit at the colour theory, colour techniques, and where we've looked at the kind of tonal scale that we can pull in here. So, guys, let's pull in a couple of sketches, probably 2 or 3 different monster ideas, pop them in the page, sketch them up, use a little bit of colour. It doesn't have to be a massive amount of detail just now because you can go into a whole lot more detail as you make this on your vector graphics software. Okay guys, look forward to seeing the work, and there'll be more for you next week.